Okay, this is my second video. I want to spend a little time sort of going over why I've chose to demonstrate Edmodo today. Is this going to be required? No. I just find it useful for many different reasons. First of all, it's set up like Facebook, therefore students love it. They seem to just be drawn to it, and its ease of use is another thing that I like. If you see here, I have all these groups that I've created. I have 7th to 8th hour science, the Science Olympiad teams we communicated on here when we couldn't meet in person. I had set up 8th hour science, so I had different hours of science set up. I have my homeroom. I have Cowen Science right now as a big group. Dynamic Planet. I had a fun technology team we met over lunch, called them Cowtech. I have another group this year that were called Geek Squad. Math discussions. I use this periodically through my Next Generation Math class, so I link video links to Edmodo. There was a Port Washington tech group we had a lot of conversations on here as we went to other schools. And then if I've scrolled down here, you'll see I am also linked to math groups throughout the country, science groups throughout the country, the Khan Academy, and Discovery Education. So even if you just use these resources alone, Edmodo is still worth your time. I don't believe in wasting anybody's time. So let's just go. I will just go into science today and see what somebody posted just recently. And I find outstanding links to resources, and you will see people pose questions on here. People tried to create a web quest. You know, somebody's asking a question about how to use Zoonal web quests, which I've created those before. And if people have great science videos like this one, science testing humor, I've used this and replied to people on science conversations. I found a great link somebody had of all these songs on YouTube that are all science songs, and he had like 90 of these science songs. So you see people are continually asking questions, posting stuff, and it's just a great resource. So this would be just for science teachers. And you can see their profile pictures are here. And then I can go back to my home page. So I go back and forth just like kind of like on Facebook, back to home. And then I can click on the next one, which I'll click on math. And it's taking a little time here, but any minute now. Hopefully it'll get back here. Okay, so now I'll scroll down and let's just take a look what's on math. What some other math teachers are posting on for a discussion thread on math today. And you'll see that there's some math teachers on here and lots of people replying. And if you have time to add a group, it is definitely worthwhile to add a group so that you can take a look at some of these resources. So I'll scroll back up to my home page, and there's also the Khan Academy. And that one's interesting about, I don't speak Cantonese, but I'll just go into this is my science class right now, and just sort of show you some of the things that I've used it for as a teacher. So there's a professional, there's some good examples now as a teacher. This is a great way to get kids writing. They like to post things. They like to link information. I brought in some bobwhite quail that we're raising to get released over at the old Squires. So I included a link of some pictures of bobwhite quail, since they saw the babies. They'd like to see what they look like as adults. So I included some links. We had students reply on here. So it's just get some typing. People like to post some things. This is about a science topic about pigs. I gave the students a science test on Edmodo, and I took a quick survey about how many of them like taking tests in this format as opposed to Scantrons. And 55 of them said yes, so it's 82%. It gives me a percentage right away, and then 17% said no. They did find out a lot of the kids interpreted this as, did they like the last test? So like 4 or 5 of them said that they meant to actually say yes, they like that format. And then they could all reply. So of course I've got all these replies about what they thought of it. So it's really neat for getting feedback from students. I can submit quizzes, and this is how I can tell how many turned in this form of the quiz. I created 2 quizzes, so it tells me right away that 90 of the students returned in their quiz. I created a fun one on water and water quality. Here's a discussion thread about the movie we went to see, the movie on chimpanzees. So you can see that a lot of students, 28 replies just on that discussion thread. Students can post links to videos. Bryce posted this great video on orangutans using an iPad. And how interesting. So kids go home and they will post neat videos, and students will go home and watch them and then discuss it outside of school. So I think that's really exciting. If you can tap into students outside of school, I mean, hey, why not? I posted a link on NPR about the chimpanzee movie so they could read about it. And quick poll here. I took students interested in ordering popcorn because we had to take a little survey of how many we needed to pre-order. And you can link video links on here. You can do all sorts of neat things to manage your class. And students can post things on here as well. So I just wanted to give you an idea of how I use it, and more detailed. You can also create small groups. So if you wanted to have a group project, I've also used it to create small groups, and then they can discuss who's going to do what in their little project, basically using this format. Some of them love it. I mean, some of them had 28 or 70 posts on who's going to do what, and they had a little conversation going. So you can create groups. That's something I could demonstrate later if that's how you're going to use this tool. Whoops. So I just wanted to demonstrate how I'm kind of using this format, and I will go back to the 21st Education, and I'm going to show you some more links and have a lot more information here.